Hello everybody, my name is Nolai Kataro, and today I'm going to be uh, doing a voiceover of one of my, pretty sure this is going to be my best game ever in the Furutaka, the Tier 5 Japanese, or sorry, Tier 5 IGN cruiser. I was a little bit late starting into this one because of my really bad internet connection. But I did get started. I'm just going to slow down a little bit. Yep, slow down just a little bit. Pull up the screen here. Nope, that's not going to work. Sorry, I'm very new. I'm still relatively new to this game. Alright, so right away we see on our team we have two Bogues. We have a New York, a Koenig, and a South Carolina. And this poor South Carolina is up-tiered all the way to Tier 5. We've got Königsberg, we've got me in the Furutaka, a Phoenix, a Duguay, a St. Louis, and then a Kamikaze and a Clemson. On the other team, they have a Bogue, a Zuiho, a New York, Congo. They've got an Omaha and an Emerald instead of our Tier 3 South Carolina. They've got the Phoenix and 3 Kumas. So those torpedoes are going to be interesting later on. They've also got a Nicholas and an Itzislav. My captain, I think, is only have about 8 points total, of which 6 are trained, and it's not a very good skill set because like I said, I'm still relatively new. I'm still learning what to go for and my play style. I've got the upgraded hull, the upgraded guns. And right away, I prefer heading a little bit towards D in this map, just because a lot of the times I can either snipe a cruiser coming through the straits in the center, or I can take out or deal heavy damage to an enemy destroyer and force him to retreat. But in this match, the first thing that pops up is an Omaha of Qingli. I'm using HE initially because I normally try and, like I said, I try and pop off a couple on a destroyer. But I swapped to AP, I hope. As soon as I see the Kuma turn, I immediately take the first shot, and then I switch to AP. You can see they're really aggressively pushing here. I immediately drop my plane, hoping that I can catch the destroyer if he is here. Omaha going broadside to a Furutaka, as Jings would say, that's a paddling. I lead a little bit more because I'm still getting used to this thing. It's unfortunately, I get the kill there. 2 Citadel hits, another regular hit, and he's out. I panic drop torps for this Phoenix because the Phoenix has 4-kilometer torps itself. Didn't really expect him to just immediately turn away and try and drop torps aimed for, well, the Königsberg, it looks like. I do get the close quarters expert with the secondaries, however small they may be, on the Furutaka, and then I take out the Kuma next. The fire did take about almost a third of my health down, but I've got the Hydra going up now, and you can see the Nicholas on the other side of the island. I was a little bit excited in this match, as you can see in the chat in about a second. This is definitely the best I've ever done of any of my Furutaka matches ever. Yeah. I was laughing pretty hard on this one. Over there's the Itzislav, and the Nicholas is right here. I do have to be careful on the Nicholas because while his torpedoes aren't that long range, he still has 2 of them on each side. At this point, he's starting to turn out. Unfortunately, I'm still on reload on the torpedoes, but he goes behind or he turns away in the smoke. And you can see his first set coming out there. our kamikaze decides he wants to see if he can do something about it. Some of you may have been watching the back and forth on the torpedoes and the bombers of the cruisers of the carriers in this match. Yeah, that's the Emerald, the British cruiser. He beached himself, which wasn't exactly the smartest thing to do, especially broadside to a Furutaka and a Duguay, especially since the Duguay has the much stronger guns. This is where I realize I'm one kill off of getting a Kraken, and I panicked there because I was trying to get the Kuma, but unfortunately I couldn't because of the island. And the Nicholas decides to turn his head out, so I try and pop him off, hoping to kill him in one shot. Unfortunately, I get him down to 510, at which point the South Carolina takes him out, I believe, yep. The Königsberg takes out the Kuma, and I'm a little worried at this point because I might not last. I dropped the fighter again because I miscounted the cruisers. I was pretty sure they had one left, but as it turns out they don't. Now I'm a good 16, 17 kilometers away from them, and you might not see it. Let me see if I can bring up the map. Nope, I forget how to bring up the map in demo replays. But there is a friendly battleship in the top left at B1 that the Itzislav, the Congo, are going towards. And you can see the enemy's torpedo bombers and dive bombers are currently heading towards one of the bogues in the back. The first one was taken out by the torpedoes, I believe it was earlier. He just wasn't able to turn his rudder in time. And you can see right here the torpedoes of our remaining bogue take out the Itzislav, which means that the New York has a lot more breathing room right now, even though I do believe he has beached himself over on the island. Our St. Louis and the South Carolina are making a push towards the bottom, seeing if they can take out that remaining battleship, the New York down there. The New York, having relatively little armor, is still something that you really don't want to tangle with, but the St. Louis and then the Phoenix bringing in on the back means it's just too much for the other New York to handle. The reason my guns weren't pointed the correct way is because I had locked my guns to a bearing because I tend to look around a lot, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. At this point I figured there's no way I'm getting a Kraken, but I might as well turn around and see if I can't help out, especially getting providing some more AA support to our friendly Königsberg there. Especially, and the New York is slowly getting himself off, unfortunately. Doesn't have the best reverse gears. Our friend Mr. Yi in the kamikaze at the very bottom of the map managed to sneak around and is going to be dropping torpedoes to take out one of the carriers. And look what pops up but this second carrier. I had taken my hands completely off the keyboard at this point, getting a drink. Like I said, I did not expect to get the last Kraken, and here is the last Zuiho sort of poking his head out. He sort of goes forward a little bit because he's worried about the Phoenix, I believe it is. Oh no, the St. Louis over there. He quickly reverses gears once he realizes that there's a Furutaka and a Königsberg here. However, if you watch the torpedo bombers right here, He quickly changes course again. The Königsberg's AA doing a wonderful job. Unfortunately, he does not, or sorry, unfortunately, the Zuiho does not torp him on the first match, but I do believe he manages to land one on the second. Yep, there it is. I'm still shooting AP, and I figure I'm not going to be able to get it because we've got the St. Louis, the Phoenix, the South Carolina, and the Königsberg on there. So I just frantically turn, see if I can hit Citadels, and you can see the torpedoes on the right. At this point, I definitely resigned myself to the fact I'm not getting the Kraken. Everybody is now piling in. The defensive AA is going off. I managed to get it. That definitely was the best Furutaka match I've ever had. And thanks for joining me in low tier heroes. If you guys like it, I'm going to be still doing some more of this. I'm going to cast a couple more matches. If you want, I can cast your match if you want. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment here or on Reddit. Tell me what you think of it. Thanks, and have a great day, guys. Don't show your broadsides.